Okay. You just said a term I'm not familiar with, and I'd like... you said a term I'm not familiar with, I'm afraid, and I'd like for you to elaborate on it, at least in part. Yeah, oh, I've got way too much. You send me the thing where I'd prefer you just explain it to me. What is lumbersexual? Explain to the class the term you just used, Zuzu. Okay. Outing myself? No, I have not ever seen a Goofy movie. I'm sorry. I don't know why I haven't, but that's like the one old 90s Disney pre-teens movie I've never seen. I don't know why I haven't. I haven't. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know who Goofy is. Is lumbersexual talking about Goofy? Is lumbersexual people who are attracted to Goofy? Because that's a weird term for it. I feel like they'd call it Goofy sexual. No? Okay. Do you know what the term is for people who are attracted to Goofy, though? Is it Goofy sexual? Yeah, I know. I get the general idea. It's like his son tricks him into going to a concert instead of a road trip or something. You know, I think I have a general idea of what a Goofy movie's about. But I'm not totally sure I know what it actually is about. But yes, I know that much. Is it about... Is it people who lust after a son? Oh god. Lumbersexuals, pedophiles? That's not... I don't want Glock to be one of those. Why are you telling me Glock should be one of these things? Zuzu? That's wrong. That's wrong, Zuzu. I don't know. The term comes from BuzzFeed's image where they edit Max to look like a lumberjack. I feel like you just made that up. I feel like that's not true. I'm gonna be honest here. That feels like a lie you just made up. Like, no offense, but yeah, that doesn't feel true at all. You know? I can imagine Max just set up to look like a lumberjack. I just don't believe... I feel like you're photoshopping an image as we speak. Like, I feel like you are specifically lying to me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't believe that for a second. That... Also, I couldn't even see the image if you sent it, because I'm logged out of everything right now, and I'm in... oh god. I feel like this is the kind of... you say it's too high effort, right? But I feel like you're lying. I feel like that's a lie you're creating to try to get me to believe that there are people who lust after Goofy's son because he's wearing a lumberjack outfit. That feels like a lie to me. I do not believe people lust after Goofy's son. I do not believe that people are degenerate enough to do that, personally. I don't believe you. Zuzu, I think you're lying to me. I think you're making this whole thing up for attention. I just don't believe that people lust after Goofy's son. I feel like that would be mutually agreed upon by people to be a step too far. Right? I don't believe you. I don't believe that people do that. I don't believe people would be that cruel as to inflict harm upon dear Goofy. Right? Which way am I supposed to fucking go here? You know, I have seen that, but that's Shadow the Hedgehog. Right? We're not talking about the same thing here. Shadow the Hedgehog is not Goofy's son. Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, I would believe if you told me that same thing, where it was like, people photoshopped Shadow the Hedgehog to look like a lumberjack, and they lust after him and named a whole sexuality after him, I'd believe that. Because that is within the realm of sort of internet degeneracy, which I understand. I feel like that would miss the point you're trying to make to me. Just because I do not think... I do not feel as though I would watch a Goofy movie and immediately think, oh wow, Goofy's son Max would be super hot if he were a lumberjack. Like, that just, though, that does not strike me. That is not something that, you know, that does not enter my mind in any capacity. Oh my god. Oh, is that a level? Oh. Now it's a clutch. Oh, that wasn't a clutch. It wasn't a clutch at all. It was a massive failure. It was an embarrassment. Oh god. Oh, trying to figure out. I'm not gonna do that, Zuzu. Submit to your will. Well, you want me to join your weird cult of people who find Goofy's son sexually attractive? I'm sorry, but no, that's not I'm not gonna. I can't join you on that one. You know, you're gonna have to go on that journey by yourself, I'm afraid. That's not you know. You know what? No, I was gonna say I respect your decision, but I actually don't respect that decision at all. That's pretty fucked up, man. That's Goofy. How can you say that about Goofy's son? What would you do? What would you do if Goofy looked at you? What would you do if Goofy asked you, Zuzu, why are you sexualizing my son? How would you ever look Goofy in the eyes? God damn it. How would you be able to look Goofy in the eyes and say, yeah, I sexualize your son. I Photoshop him into pictures of hot buff lumberjacks with big hairy chests looking super hot. And I think it's hot too. How would you would never live with yourself. You'd never be able to live with yourself. You'd never be you always talk about how much you want to go back to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever. But it's like you're never going to, because you'd go there, you see Goofy, and it's like the shame of it. How you wouldn't be able to live with yourself. You would not be able to live with the shame of knowing you sexualized Goofy's son. Okay. No, you wouldn't be able to do that. Goofy would not. You would not be allowed back in Disney World. And I feel like, oh my god, I was doing so well the first time I did this. I can't believe I'm falling off this hard now. No, you'd never be able to face Goofy again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but no. That's no. You wouldn't. You would not. Okay, you cannot attack me through the wall. That is cheating. Goofy's a dog. Yeah, so he'd be upset with you. Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna restart now. Goofy would be upset with you. Goofy would not tolerate you. I'm sorry. You know? I'm sorry that I'm destroying your little fantasy, but it would not happen. And I need to figure out how to do this. Bind and shows an effect to the spell in your left hand. Trigger whenever the spell's cast. No, you couldn't take Goofy. Have you seen Goofy? You couldn't take Goofy. You couldn't take Goofy in a fight. You couldn't even take him in bed. I'm sorry, you're delusional. You think you're more powerful than you are, but I mean, I've seen your model. I know what you look like. Goofy would rend the flesh from your dead skin and use your bones as fucking play toys. Like no, I'm sorry, you could not take Goofy in any capacity. Oh my god, I've got to pick up here. Goofy's... Tell yourself that. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself Goofy's weak and that you could take him. You couldn't. You never could. You'd fall apart. You'd be blown to smithereens. Goofy doesn't need a blade. Goofy's a dog. Goofy has, like, built-in... Goofy's teeth would probably tear you to shreds alone. What are you talking about? Oh, Goofy... I could take Goofy. I could take Goofy in a fight. Goofy is a dog. Goofy is literally an apex predator, okay? Goofy would tear you to shreds without even needing to put in the effort. I don't know where you've gotten this fantasy in your head that you could take Goofy, but it's kind of pathetic that you think you could. Yeah, no. Never. Goofy doesn't need to take Taekwondo or Kendo. Goofy is Goofy. Goofy fucking... Goofy is a dog. Goofy is... unbeatable. I'm sorry, but no. You could not take Goofy. And you've trained with Steve Seagal? I'm sorry, Steve Seagal could not do it either. I'm sorry, no, you couldn't. You couldn't. It's really sad that you're still going with this, even though, like, I think you know at this point you couldn't take Goofy. But I don't even know what to say, man. This is just... It's sad at this point that you're still sort of stuck in this fantasy world where you can take Goofy in a fight. You know. Do I have spells? I think you're delusional. That's gonna be my final word on this matter. That's my final word on this. Like, I'm sorry that you are having such a moment here, but yeah, no. That's... No. You can pretend in your mind that you could, but you know you couldn't. I didn't even need to use that. Oh, I didn't even need to use that magic potion. Hey, what was that? You're not gonna take that from a guy who's... You're not gonna take that guy losing to someone named Casimir? Guess who just won to a guy named Casimir, huh? Eat fucking shit.